Hi, I'm David. Oh, good evening, Face of the Day family. This is me, David Scoggins here. I'm glad that you joined me this evening. What we're going to be trying to do is I am going to work on some caricature art, something I have not did in a long time. I had a friend who I served in the military with, Edwin Payne, who was so gracious and kind enough to send me his image. So we're going to show you that, his image, and we're going to try to recreate that and make a caricature. I'm a little rusty, so I don't know how much it's going to look like him or not going to look like him. I'm just going to give it a shot. I am going to show you the image, describe what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to put the paper down, I'm going to draw, you're going to watch me draw it. After I draw it, we're going to scan it into the laptop and then we're going to colorize it and send him the finished product. So let's watch the beginning to the end of this whole process. And thank you for coming with me on this first step of the journey of Dave's Doodles. Thanks so much, Face of the Day family, and let's get drawing. Okay, here we go with the image. He sent it to me. I saved it on my phone. This is Edwin here. When I draw it, I'm going to have to zoom in on his face. And it's top to bottom, but we're just going to mainly focus on the upper portion right there. Just have him holding the book or something when we draw it. So this is the image I'm going to be working off of, and I'll probably have it in the corner as I'm drawing too. So usually as I get started drawing, I like to call or use what they call energy lines. What one of my instructors taught. I'm not going to be using like clean lines when I do this. I'm going to be using energy lines. So it's just quick movements of the hand. So you'll see like me trying to find the actual shapes and dimensions of his face and the features. So the energy lines are just basically me searching out the actual form and structure of the head as I'm drawing it. So there's his picture again. I'm trying to do the best that I can to try to match it up. As I said, it's been a long time. As you can see, I'm probably going to have to make some adjustments on the nose there. So I'm probably going to make those adjustments a little bit later, but I'm just going to finish doing the rest of the head. Now, typically when a lot of people draw characters, they do the hair. The hair is usually stiff like a helmet, but I'm trying to show some of the features of the hair, like the fine hairline. So when I do hair, I like to do the little strings and make it, try to look as realistic as possible. So it's a combination of like cartoony look and kind of like a realistic, kind of half and half when I do it. When people sometimes draw, or when they draw, the pencils usually have a certain lead weight. This is a
more common pencil that you would use like in the school setting. So as you see the lighting, the lead is a whole lot lighter, and it kind of reflects against the light. In an art class or something, you have different lead weights that you can use, but I'm just using just a general basic pencil. Like I said, it's been a while, so I don't have those specific pencil weights on hand, but that's just the weight I'm using. You gotta work on those hands there. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Trying to make some kind of a something that looks like a book there with that. Still using those energy lines. So it's not going to be like clean, straight lines. I like to use the energy lines a whole lot because to me, it gives more life to the drawing. Usually when you have those stiff, straight lines, it looks so static. But when you have those like squiggly lines, as you see that the artist or cartoonist is working on the drawing, it looks more alive to me. That's just my own perspective when they do that. So I've got most of it done. As you can probably notice, I made some alterations on the nose already. Basically finished. So I'm just doing the final touch ups on it. And there you have it. Now we go to the coloring. So now we went ahead and scanned it into the laptop and or sent it to a tablet, a little Apple tablet, to a painting app. Now this is actually like you're painting something, not necessarily, well, it's like you have a canvas and you have these paintbrushes. So it's almost like you have, your color palettes, mixing the colors and the shadows and everything to make it work. So I'm just trying to get some base color here to get this started on this tablet. It's a kind of basic painting program on the tablet. The pen, you can do the adjustments on the sides. You have the different layers as well. Right now I'm on the skin layer of the drawing, so I'm just doing the skin, and sometimes I might just add something else. If I'm feeling lazy, I might do skin and hair on one layer, or skin, hair in the book, or just however I just choose it. But you can figure it out and do the layers however you want to do it. This process took a little longer than the drawing. The drawing didn't take very long itself, but the color requires a lot more. The adjustments, the shadows and the shades. You got to find the light source. So I'm deciding to have the light source come from the top. So you notice I'm leaving some white patches, so it looks like the reflection of the light coming from that specific angle. And, and with the pupils there, I got to leave a little spot there, so it looks like a reflection of light coming out of there also. Got the different pencil sizes, so as I'm doing it, I'm constantly altering what size pencil or what size weight of the pen I'm actually using. I believe that's like I don't know, one of those, I don't know what you call that pencil. And I was going to say Wacom. That shows how much I know. But yeah, I have to keep going back and forth and changing the size of that specific pencil to get different weights. You got the adjustments on the side there where you can do over there to your left, that little side where I'm touching right there. You can adjust the size of the brush and the size and the weight of the pencil on that left side as well. As I said earlier, too, you notice on the eyebrows, I really like to focus on the realism and not try to make it blocky and hard, but I want to try to keep the energy lines in there when I'm coloring it as well. So I try to keep my hands moving quickly as I draw so it looks cartoony yet realistic in its own way. All right, now I'm starting to really darken some of these lines and get some of these shadowed and darkened in areas here. See all the different varieties of brush types and sizes, different textures, getting that shadow in there. Also starting to work on the texture of the beard. Look at that. Getting a certain little brush splotches so it gives the beard kind of a grainy look. Right now it just looks like splotches of paint, but those splotches is what's going to give it that realistic kind of a hairy look. Not that hard, blocky look like you would typically see in a cartoon. What I really like to work on, as I said, is do realism. Try to make the hair look fine, like a fine and realistic look. So you get the different shades of hair to make it look more realistic. Really have to keep the energy going in that hand too. See, I'm using different colors of the hair, the gray, the browns. Don't really have to necessarily work on the white because the background already has white in of itself. So I'm just adding the other colors. And as you notice, as I start adding more lines, the hair starts looking fuller. So you keep going and going, it starts to look more and more realistic. And that's just the layers of different colors. And then when you zoom out, you see how it starts to look like it's an actual realistic beard and like a cartoony beard, but it starts to look very realistic. Also working on the hair on the top of the head too. Make some of the lines really heavy and dark, but leave some of the white background exposed so it kind of gives a little bit of hue like he has the gray hair in there. So I'm making some of the lines darker and leaving some of the lines uncolored so it gives the gray look. As you start to look at it, you can see how the light source looks like it's really starting to stick out more, how the picture's really starting to come together. Gradually touching over that beard, adding some more darker lines. It's a combination of the darks and the lights that starts to make the image look more realistic. So I'm trying to go for that half and half, cartoony slash realistic. It's kind of just a style that I've developed for myself. My primary focus of this drawing was mostly the face. I just wanted to get the face. So some of these things I really need to work on more. So getting my practice in with the hands and drawing the other things, my primary focus was the hands. So I'm just adding these extra little things in here. Some more things that I can just work on more. Don't hate me. I'm trying, right? That's all you can ask for. Now I'm starting to really work with that the darker lines now. Starting to add more line features. Really starting to bring in that beard. Add some lines there on the top of the head. Constantly going through that tablet, getting the different shades, different colors, different brush sizes and brush weights, and just go over certain spots of the face. Darkening those ears there in the corner. Going there in the corners and really add shadow, and put the shadow that makes the shapes of the head pop out more, and you add more shadows in there. But I don't want to do too much. Don't want it to be hard. Just make it kind of subtle. Got to add some more of that pink flesh color in there. I left some of that too white. Kind of fill that in there as well. Starting to see how the image is starting to come to life now when you add more of that color to it. Add some shadow there at the top of the head. See, when you add more blacks and darker shades and lighter shades, it really gives dimension to the head when you do that. All right, there we go. So now I'm just trying to alter some of these brush weights and variations to get some of the shadow underneath the neck. I appreciate you guys if you made it this far in the video. I really do. I know it's lengthy. I just wanted to show you the whole process. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching me as I'm starting to really try to get back into this stuff. This caricature art. Now it's time to work on this shirt here. Get this red shirt. Starting to bring this drawing to a close here. Just get a little bit of this red shirt, that brilliantly bright fire truck red color. It's always good when you start off with light clothing, get a base color in there first, kind of get the lines to show some of the textures and seams. And then after you add those lines with the textures and seams, then once again, you remember when I talked about using those blacks, start using that black and those dark colors to bring out shadows and show the wrinkles in the shirt there. And also on this layer, I do believe I'm going to just go ahead and finish up on this book as well and get that in there. the book and probably that table so he can bring this drawing to a close. My primary feature, or my primary focus on this drawing, was just working on the face. And just try to get back into it, because I haven't done this in a while, just do caricature art. So now I'm just going to just work on the book, the pages, and probably work on that table down there as well that he's supposed to be looking at this book at. It's kind of hanging over the table. My confused self. And that is it. That is the completed drawing. Thanks so much for watching, Faces of Dave family. We'll see you next time. And make sure you subscribe, like, comment. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed.